Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be looking at the brand new White Dwarf magazine, which has some fantastic things in it, not only for Space Marines but also a little glimpse at the upcoming rules for Necrons as well. Their new reanimation protocol seems scary good. I mean scary good. With the Space Marine stuff, it's dedicated to the Silver Templars because they are getting like a little faction focus where they get some stratagems and rules and all that kind of stuff. So let's jump in and let's get talking. So let's start with the reanimation protocol, or the preview of it, let's say. I want to say a massive shout out to Adam for posting this over and alerting me to this new incoming rule change, and also a massive shout out to Jal, who explained this rule to me as if I were a 5-year-old child. So big thanks to those chaps. Now to the rule itself, it says reanimation. The way in which reanimation protocol works for Necrons has changed in the latest codex. Now they can reanimate after each enemy attack, making them extremely tough to kill off unless you destroy the entire unit in one go. As found out in James's Necron warriors were suspiciously good at staying on their feet. The reanimation protocol rules can be found on page 80 of the Codex Necrons. Now we don't have the Codex Necrons book so far, so this, like I said, is just a little preview. And what it's saying here now is, at the end of the battle round, what used to happen is that if you shot any Necrons, your opponent then rolled to see if any reanimate. But what is changed now is that every attack you do, your opponent then does the reanimation protocols. So let's say, for example, I have some Intercessor Marines. I shoot into a squad of Necron warriors. I take 5 of them out. Before I do my next attack with my other Intercessors or something else in my Space Marine force, he rolls his reanimation protocols to see if any of that squad comes back. Now, from a tactical standpoint, I think that is absolutely fantastic, because then that puts my mindset, if he rolls any of those Necron warriors and they do come back, I have to then change my tactics. Maybe I took down like 10 of them, and I think to myself, okay, that unit is not going to be that much bad now in like going forward. But if he then rolls and he brings like 5 or even like a full squad back, my mind instantly goes to then, okay, I have to use my other squad now on these guys, and hopefully, I can wipe out more or wipe out the full squad. And, well, if I don't wipe the full squad out, he can keep bringing them back as with the reanimation. So it's, I see this as a pretty big buff for the Necrons. I don't know how powerful it's going to be. I'm not really a Necron player. Some of the people who were explaining to me, who are Necron players in my Discord, that, yeah, Necron warriors reroll 1s on reanimation protocols, if I'm not mistaken. You can buff Necrons in some certain units where they have reanimation protocols on 4s and stuff. So compared with this, and allied with this, let's say this brand new reanimation rule, I think it's definitely in favor of making Necrons a lot stronger than they actually are at the moment in time. And I'm in favor of it as well, because as we've spoken about some of the Space Marine rules, anything that makes the Xenos that little bit harder to go against is always a win in my book. When am I going to start shouting that Space Marines need buffs? Not just yet, but we'll see when we start getting more codexes. Anyway, over to the Silver Templars, because this, of course, is part of the Index Astartes. It's featured in the White Dwarf magazine. The Silver Templars are an Ultima founding chapter. That means they were founded coming to the end of the Indominus Crusade, if I'm not mistaken, or the Primaris Gene Seed. They come from the lineage of the Ultramarines. No, they do not come from the Sons of Rogal Dawn, even though we have all the Templars, the Red Templars, the Black Templars, and the so-called White Templars. I know there's a bit of iffy stuff around them at the moment, but the Silver Templars do belong to the Ultramarine Gene Seed. And in this Index Astartes is the chapter trait, Relics, Warlord Traits, and also Stratagems. So we're just going to jump in and go through all of them right now. So let's start with the chapter tactic. So this is called the Silver Templars, the Bond Martial. It says the warriors of the Silver Templars chapter form a spiritual bond with the machine spirits of their favoured weapons, viewing their blades, bolt rifles, and so forth more like trusted familiars than mere tools of war. This synergy lends to their near preternatural skill at arms. So basically, it's they're very close to their weapons. They like to kiss them and stuff like that. So the rule for this is each time a model with this tactic makes a melee attack against an infantry or biker unit, and a modified hit roll of 6 automatically wounds the target. automatically wounds the target. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you're reading that right. So let me just say that again. Each time a model with this tactic makes a melee attack, so it's only melee, it's not range, against an infantry or biker unit, and a modified roll of a 6 automatically wounds the target. I think that is very, very good. So, you know, if you're firing some bolters and stuff, if you can overwhelm and fire a lot of bolters at, you know, other infantry units or biker units and stuff like that, all the 6s automatically wound it, which, again, is absolutely fantastic. Each time a unit with this tactic is selected to shoot or fight, you can re-roll 1 hit roll when resolving that unit's attack. That's pretty decent as well. All in all, I think that is a pretty decent chapter tactic for the Silver Templars. As I play it, overwhelming firepower, just put as much DACA down on the target as you can, and the numbers are always going to be with you. That's just the way I roll when I come to do my stuff. And if we move down to the relics for the Silver Templars, it says, if your army is led by a Silver Templar Warlord, you can, when mustering your army, give one of the following chapter relics to the Silver Templar character model of your army. Named characters and vehicles models cannot be given any of the following relics. It says, note that some of the relics will place one of the model's existing items or war gear. Where that is the case, you must, if you are using point values, still pay for the cost of the war gear that is being replaced. Write down any chapter relic your models have on your army's roster. So the first one is Armor of Xanaris. Am I saying this right? So this one is a Primaris model only, by the way, because it is an Ultima Founding. They're only Primaris boys in this armor. So each time an attack with an armor penetration characteristic of -1 or -2 is allocated to the bearer, that attack has an armor penetration characteristic of 0 instead. That is pretty decent. So, you know, if you've got any bolters coming at you in the assault phase or anything where they get that extra AP or anything like that, Stalker bolters, Stalker bolters AP -2? I think they are AP -2 if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong. There is no AP. You're just having your normal save. Also, it says each time the bearer would lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound, roll 1d6 on a 6+. That wound is not lost. Are we sure that these guys have not been raiding the Imperial Fist Armorer? We deserve this kind of armor. This is what we deserve, not these goddamn sons of Ultramar. And the next one is Banner of Echoes, and it says Primaris Ancient model only. Once per battle in your command phase, the bearer can use this relic. If it does not until the start of your next command phase, the bearer gains the following ability. Banner of Nekfis. This is an aura, hopefully I'm pronouncing these right. While a friendly Silver Templar Primaris core unit is within 6 inches of the bearer, add 1 to the attack characteristics of the models in that unit. This is something that we're seeing now as well. Primaris core. A core unit, I think this is the new keyword that everyone is you know, talking about. So yeah, the banner extra attack basically. If you have the aura around your chaps, it's probably pretty good if you're in melee, if you're, you know, smashing it around and, you know, doing all the, you know, grabbing people and nutting them and all the kind of cool stuff you expect Primaris to do. Anyway, onward to the Warlord traits. So it says here, if a Silver Templar character model is your Warlord, you can use a Silver Templar Warlord traits table below to determine what Warlord trait they have. You can either roll 1d3 to randomly generate one, or you can select one. Does anyone actually just randomly roll? That'd be an interesting thing to see. It's probably better if you do that for like the more Crusader games, so it's, you know, it's anything, you know, that kind of thing. But anyway, so the first one is Accomplished Duelist. So it says, at the start of the fight phase, if this model is within the engagement range of enemy units, it can fight first in that phase. Each time this Warlord makes a melee attack, if it made a charge, was charged, or performed a heroic intervention this turn, you can re-roll the wound roll. Pretty cool, pretty nice. And the next one is Precision Commander, and this one says, in your command phase, you can select one friendly Silver Templar Primaris core unit within 6 inches of this Warlord until the start of your next command phase. Each time that unit is selected to shoot or fight, you can re-roll 1 hit roll and you can re-roll 1 wound roll. Again, pretty nice. Number 3 is Spiritual Synergy. So this is select one weapon this Warlord is equipped with, excluding relics, so you can't do this with your relics. Each time this Warlord makes an attack with that weapon, and a modified wound roll of 6 inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target in addition to any normal damage. Ooh, I like that. I like that very, very much. If I was to pick out of all them, ooh, it'd actually be hard. I would probably go with Spiritual Synergy. But then again, Precision Commander is pretty good as well. I'm not too sure. Do you know what? I would roll a D3 to see what I get, because they're all pretty decent Warlord traits to take. And the last bit in here is the stratagems. So we get 2 new stratagems. One is called the Swordsman's Strike. So this costs 1/2 command points. So it says, use this stratagem in your shooting phase when a Silver Templars Primaris core unit from your army is selected to shoot, or in the fight phase when a Silver Templar Primaris core unit from your army is selected to fight. Until the end of that phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack against a character unit, add 1 to the attack's hit roll. If that unit contains 5 or fewer models, this stratagem costs 1 command point, otherwise it costs 2 command points. So if you have a full squad, it's costing 2, and if you have a half squad, or 5 squad, then it's costing 1 command point, and you are getting add 1 to the attack of the hit rolls against characters. Is that pretty decent for you chaps? I'm not too sure about that. I don't really get into melee combat with characters, to be honest with you. I'll blow them off the board by the time they pop their cowardly heads out. And the next one is called Claim Ruins. So it says, use this stratagem in the fight phase when a Silver Templar Primaris unit from your army is selected to fight. If when it was selected to fight, that unit was within the engagement range of an enemy unit containing more models than itself, then until the end of that phase, each time a model in that Silver Templar unit makes an attack, add 1 to the strength characteristic of that attack. Oh, that's pretty decent. Improve the armor penetration characteristic of that attack by 1. That's pretty nice. So let's just say you're going against, a 10-man squad of Chaos, and you have maybe 8 guys, because some of them got shot in maybe the Overwatch or something. Then you're adding 1 strength and you're adding 1 AP to the characteristics of the attack. I like that. That's pretty decent. That is a pretty cool strategy. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Please leave your thoughts and feedback about everything that we've discussed. Do you like the Silver Templar stuff? Do you hate it? I actually love the Silver Templar colour scheme. But the only problem is they are Sons of Ultramar. Anything that has the Templar name in it should come from the Daunian gene line. That is just the way it should be. So how dare the Ultramarines try to, step on our toes and make their own Templars when we, the Sons of Dawn, have the blessed bloody Templars. Let me know what you think about the reanimation protocols and all that kind of stuff in the comment section, and we can have a nice little talk about it down there, as we always do. See you now, have a great day, and bye-bye.